What's up, VK family? It's your boy Vital, and we appreciate you for joining us on another early 4K unboxing on Vital's YouTube channel with Mr. Ice Productions behind the camera, as we always do. Now, you guys have already read the title, and I don't want to take too much time like I always do, but today we will be doing a deep dive into the Maniere 5s. As a matter of fact, this one's a little bit different from our past reviews because we'll be looking at both of them together. And even though the pair isn't being promoted as a pack, I think them coming out together, the men's pair, which is the black, the women's pair, which is the white, but honestly, I don't think people will care. We'll flip them around. Every time they come out together, it just creates a little bit more high of a demand. And especially in this point in Maniere and Jordan Brand's collaboration life, I think the community is really looking forward to every time AMA puts their name or logo on a pair of Jordans. Similar to Travis Scott, right? The first one did numbers, the second one did higher numbers, the third one did even more. The demand just kept raising. And especially after the ones, which were a super hot hit, then the twos, right? Then the threes, the fours. They skipped the fives, which we're about to see, and then all of a sudden we got the 12s, and maybe there was one more after that. After so many collaborations, people really started to understand that every time AMA comes in, by the way, I'm one of the few YouTubers saying the full thing. I'm a Maniere. I believe I'm saying it right? But I'm probably slaughtering that. But nonetheless, I think the community is starting to realize that every time this brand sticks its nose into a pair of Jordans, it's severely raising the quality. It's adding way more premium and luxury to every single Jordan silhouette that it comes into interaction with. And for a fact, that is not different with these fives, all right? So that being said, guys, I'm really excited to dive into details. I'm really excited to show you some of the differences because there are some minor ones outside of the colorway as well. But that being said, guys, let's roll that intro. All right, so before we dive in, because trust me, when we come to the comparisons and seeing the details, it's gonna roll really, really fast. I just wanted to give a quick update, but I promise it won't be as long as we usually do it, right? If you haven't followed us on Instagram yet on our new boutique in Chinatown, Vital Chinatown, I definitely suggest you do because we are starting to really pick up on our branding and let the world know that we are not only a boutique, but a cultural epicenter. And this weekend, by the time this is posted probably, on November 18th, is where we will be doing a footwork event for the first time ever, highlighting Chicago footwork with a underground dance group called Prophecy for the first time in history in Chicago's Chinatown. All right, so definitely follow that so you can stay up to date on everything we're doing there, the exclusive drops we're doing in that event, and etc. Okay, but that's about it. Let's dive in. So comparing the two boxes, first of all, it does match the detailed hits on the sneakers themselves, right? But they do have some similarities. So first of all, the men's pair, or at least what is being promoted as the men's pair, is going to come in this burgundy kind of look, which is we're quite used to when it comes to AMAs, right? Especially on the pair 12s where they really made that shout, whether you got the black pair or the white pair, right? But they stay quite consistent to that, even on this where it's not too far off. And then of course the ones where they're using a very similar brownish, maroonish, right? So that stays true to almost every collaboration they've been dropping with the brand. But what's really cool about this box outside of the color is it's quite plain, actually. There's only one Jordan Jumpman on the lid, which is completely detachable, excuse me. And then okay, a little bit of a finger slip because that's just how freaking hot these are. They can't even stay in my hands, all right? Actually, this pair's already sold. But moving on. So we got a Jumpman on the lid and then a Jumpman on the other side as well. But what's more unique is going to be the Maniere logo that is actually embossed throughout the entire box. And I think that's why they intentionally left it plain, because just that embossed detail that you can feel and see makes this so dope. So I'm gonna make sure Mr. Ice Productions gets some close-up 4Ks on the box as well, all right? As we move on to the women's pair, the blue really is the same exact thing, all right? Same exact box, only a different colorway, but again, very premium, very luxury look. So at this point right now, just do me a quick favor. Drop into the comments, before you even look at the sneakers, if you like this color better or this color better. Because I know I give my ratings at the end, but to be honest, this is the one for me, all right? I just think, excuse me, looking at everything else behind us, the past collaborations that we talked about, we've seen this color a lot, and I'm not mad at it, but I think this is something new, refreshing, and something that also goes with a lot more outfits, right? Blue inherently is more in the world than maroon, okay? That being said, guys, let's not hold each other back from these, hanging too much on these accessory type things. Let's dive into these things. All right, guys, so we're gonna dive into the details, and I'm super excited because there are just so many different unique twists that Maniere have added to this classic pair of Jordan 5s, right? Or at least the silhouette that's classic. And I think just going over it will not only raise the demand, but also give us an idea of the direction of Jordan brand, right? I think that we're getting to a point in its branding life where they really want to start switching things up and giving more autonomy to other brands, such as Maniere, which they built trust with, okay? So let's dive right in. Taking a look at the black pair, we're gonna start with the sock liner like we always do. And it's gonna be a little bit hard to see even when we do the close-up. You'll probably see it better on the blue pair, but actually I'll talk about them both at once. On the black pair, it's an entirely black nylon mesh. Now, what's unique about it is that it does hold that AMA logo all throughout, very similar to the box. And it's embossed in there so that you can definitely feel that texture. But let's take a close-up on the blue as well, because you can definitely see that just a little bit better. But I think starting off with the first detail that we're talking about, I am just so blown away, right? Because they didn't have to do that. They could have left that entirely the same, just as any other Jordan 5 with their nylon sock liner. But adding that one detail just makes it so much more premium, right? And what's really cool too is as I feel around that heel tab, around that sock liner, it's definitely stiff and supportive, but it's actually much thinner than other Jordan 5s. Most Jordan 5s kind of have a little bubble here when you feel it, but this one is very flat, which makes me feel like when I'm putting on a pair of skinny jeans or even those big cargos, it's gonna sit well on top of this sneaker compared to other Jordan 5s. So if one big thing about Jordan 5s for you, which I know for me is an issue, is that bubble popping out and making the pants harder to go down, I don't think that'll be a problem with this pair. Okay, moving into the insole, here's another really cool killer detail. As I pull it out, you're gonna notice that on the black pair, this sock liner is entirely black. It is really plush too, right? So they definitely switched it up and made it more comfortable on a premium luxury pair such as this one. But what I really wanna point out is the Nike Air on this insole. Instead of it being printed or just vinyled on like it usually is where it'll rub off when you wear it, this time it's actually embroidered, and that is freaking sick, right? Like it is gonna be there forever. I don't think it's gonna affect the comfort too much because it is quite flat, but I just think rolling back to what we talked about before with luxury, they have completely done that down to the insoles, all right? Let's take a quick moment to look at the blue pair's insoles, which again, very similar, holds that blue color embroidered into the insole this time, and also a very plush, soft material. So I know when they're on feet, this is gonna be a great sneaker to have. Real quick, while we're here, looking at the back of the tongue, on the black men's pair, again, we're gonna see that Maniere call out on the back of the tongue instead of the regular Air Jordan. And it's also going to be having that embossed AMA logo on it, similar to the sock liner. However, this time on the black pair, it is gonna stick to that maroon burgundy color, whereas on the blue pair, it is going to stick to that blue color, right? But also really cool. Oh, let me point out on the other pair, the right pair, actually, on the back of the tongue, it has Michael Jordan's signature, which is also different from the regular Air Jordan. I think in every single way, they really just looked at every detail and thought about what we could do to elevate it down to that small thing. Moving our way down to the rest of the uppers, you're gonna notice a very calm but luxury feeling dark short-haired suede. For the most part, it is all suede and black, and it's definitely high quality. But around the laces on the eye stays, let me point out that they're actually leather hits as well, continuing to add to the luxury premium look. And even though it's all black, just by that switch of materials, it definitely adds just a little bit of contrast, which is all we needed, right? On the blue pair, or the woman's pair, instead of that black short-haired suede, we're actually getting an almost white, an eggshell white, or a bone white, because it's not gonna be a pure white. Maybe you can't see it on the camera, but I'm telling you right now, it's not gonna be a pure white, all right? It's kind of an off-white, which I appreciate, but it also holds all around that short-haired suede. And then again, on those eye stays, we're getting white hits of leather, or that, you know, off-white. So when it comes to the uppers on both pairs, the quality's up there. There's really nothing to complain about. So let me point out a few details that you might have missed on the product photos. First of all, because it's highlighted more on the blue pair, we get this embroidered 23 on the side, which reminds me a lot of the OG Jordan 5s back in the day, where they smacked that on everything, right? Whether it was the original Raging Bull 5s or the metallic black 5s, that 23 there was so essential for us to have. I think many retros that have pumped out in the past 10 years were missing this 23, so a lot of new heads might not even care about it, but just to see it come back in a really luxury form, and also on this pair in blue trimmed in black to match the rest of its details, I think is awesome. Looking at the black pair, or the men's pair, we get the same detail, but it is a little bit different. Again, we are going to get that 23 in the back, but it blends perfectly in, right? And you wouldn't necessarily be able to see it unless you're about up close like this, but you can definitely feel it. I thought that was interesting why they chose to make the white pair have that contrast, but not the black pair. But you tell me how you think. Did you wish that they made this pop and maybe match that burgundy maroon color? Or do you actually like that it's kind of blended in and gone? Let me know. Another quick Easter egg detail that AMA is doing on these 5s, which I think is actually what they leaked out first and got the community going absolutely crazy over, because honestly for me, I'm going crazy over it. It is going to be this classic Jordan 5 mesh, right? Or at least in theory, it would be classic. If we do a close-up zoom in, whether it's on the white pair or the black pair, you're going to notice that this is not your regular mesh, but instead, again, we are getting that AMA logo. And I think that is so cool, because that might be one of the first time that Jordan brand has switched up this mesh in this way, allowing it to still be that mesh and breathable, kind of transparent look, this time in an aged yellow, but with a really unique logo. And I just think that's super, super cool and really thoughtful. On both pairs, we also see that same mesh with the AMA logos in that aged yellow, running up the entire tongue. So it also matches all around with those AMA logos. And I just think that to the naked eye, even when seeing it on someone's feet, will look different from a regular pair of Jordan 5s. So I think the community is gonna go crazy when they see that in their hands. On a similar note, another unique detail on both pairs is going to be these lace locks, which are also in an aged yellow, more transparent, right? I think a lot of the times we see these lace locks being pretty solid, especially that clip in the middle, like a solid red or a solid blue or black. But this time it's truly transparent, just with the aged yellow. While we're on that topic, we can quickly look at the laces. As you can see, the men's pair comes laced up in black, whereas the women's pair comes laced up in that off bone eggshell white. But what's really cool, and I actually saw a few product pictures of people switching it up, so I think you will too, is the extra pairs of laces it comes with. So on both pairs, they come with the white laces and also a nice creamy yellowish lace. I think the white is just to make it pop, have some contrast, especially on the black pair. But the yellow one is to match all those details we just talked about with the aged yellowing. Let me know which one you're more likely to rock. For me personally, especially on the black pair, I saw it with this white lace and I thought it looked so cool. Very similar to like the off-white 5s with the white lace, which I see a lot of people doing too, which I might have to try next because I just think that contrast is super cool. All right, let's wrap up the last few details of these uppers so we can make our way down. Taking a look at the tongues on both pairs, we do get a classic metallic 3M reflective Jordan 5 tongue. However, what's embossed on it is going to be a little bit different. On the left shoe, yep, I had to do that, of the black pair and the white pair, we're going to see that AMA logo again. I mean, AMA just slapped their logo everywhere for good reason, right? And that is going to be on the left tongue, whereas on the right one, again, we get our classic Jordan Jumpman. Nobody can be mad at that. And then finally, let's wrap it up with one of the most original, most coveted, most high demand, at least for the OG head, details of these uppers, all right? And that is going to be the back heel tabs, this time where we are going to get that Nike Air and a very deep embroidered thread, and I think it's super cool. Again, on the black men's pair, they chose to do black on black to make it a little bit more low-key, but I think it's definitely more visible than that 23, only because it's actually stitched in and it pops out a little bit more. So I definitely like that detail. But as I named at the beginning and I gave away, on the white pair or the woman's pair is going to be that contrast, right? This Nike Air pops like crazy because on top of that bone white, it is going to be that blue, which I think is absolutely beautiful. Am I mad about the black on black? No, because I wear black on black a lot, but I just think this as an all-around sneaker, they did way more justice on the colorway, all right? So, as you might already guess, my ratings are gonna be a little bit different, but nonetheless, as an OG head, and I know plenty are watching right now, this is something we can definitely celebrate. All right, let's make our way down to the midsole, where we might start to see some differences outside of the colorway. Looking at the midsole of the men's pair first, nothing too different outside of the colorway. You have your all black wrapped around, as you can see, and then for your flames or your teeth, it is going to be that first hit of that burgundy maroon red. Brown, I'm really not sure, but it matches the box, right? So that's where we're gonna see that first hit. Now, what's really cool about this the midsole, is going to be this air bubble. On the black pair, this air bubble actually says Maniere. It has that text on it, which I think is super cool. But strangely, when we make our way to the woman's pair or the white pair, again, we're seeing that all black wrap around. We're seeing those flames in that detailed color of that blue, but on the air unit, we don't get Maniere. I wonder why they chose to do that, right? Because most of it was consistent outside of the color, but that is the one strong difference between these two. So you let me know. I think a lot of people will like this one because it has that branding on it, but is the white pair not having that AMA branding or Maniere on the bubble, is that like a deal breaker? Like, that just ruined it. I'm definitely gonna get the black pair. Let us know in the comments. All right, so by this point, I've told you guys to comment a lot, right? So if you haven't left a comment yet, I feel like you either really don't mess with me or you really don't mess with me. All right, so you mess with me and you got into this point in the video and you enjoyed the review, let us know what detail of the black pair is really sticking out. Am I gonna get the black pair, or is it like, nah, the black pair is out this way. Vital likes the white color way better, even though it's for women, right? So that's the pair I want, and these are the details I want to call out. So definitely interact with us, guys. That's partially our favorite part about posting these videos, just to learn more about the community outside of Chicago, right? But that being said, guys, let's dive into these outsoles. Real quick, just looking at the outsoles, again, we see that they aged them yellow to match all the other mesh panels or plasticky panels, just to stick to that aged look again, right? And whether you love it or hate it at this point, it definitely adds cohesiveness to the whole sneaker considering the rest of it, and you don't have to worry about that icy blue turning yellow because they did it for you, okay? But that being said, guys, there are some unique touches, such as, again, the AMA logo being translucent, or through the translucent bottom, you can see the AMA logo on the right pair and then the Jumpman on the left pair. All right, and same thing for the woman. So another unique touch there. I don't think anyone is going to be mad at that. All right, guys, so that is it for our early review on the Maniere 5s on both the men's pair and the women's pair that is set to release on November 18th of this year. Now, by the time we post this, it should be right around the corner, so I definitely hope some of you guys are seeing it in hand and having a more informed comments outside of my review. But nonetheless, guys, definitely interact with us and definitely drop your rating because we're about to fall in to our rating, okay? So really quick, guys, like I already named, I'm gonna give these two different scores. They definitely are up there. I think out of the many sneakers that I've retroed or collabed or anything of the sort, this might be one of the most creative approaches, one of the most luxury approaches to both pairs. And I definitely am gonna say it's a must cop for both of them, okay? So just know that straight up. But let's start with the black pair. When it comes to the men's pair, and I keep doing this, guys, because come on, let's be honest, like, we don't care about that anymore. So Jordan Brand, just throw that out the window. Just give us both size runs, and then we'll buy what we like, right? But anyways, the black pair for me is definitely going to land. Ooh. On an 8.7. On an 8.7, that's fair. 87%, I think that's like a B plus, right? Or something like that. This is definitely a super dope sneaker. It's super clean, and I'm gonna give it an 8.7. It's definitely a must cop. I think for me personally, I'm just not too crazy about the colorway, right? To be honest, I've gotten, you know, someone who's touched all them AMAs, for the most part, we are getting those similar colors just on a different silhouette. Now, don't get me wrong, compared to the 12s, this has a way more unique details, right? Such as all of them AMA logos all over. But nonetheless, it is a beautiful sneaker, and I appreciate the quality all the way down to the embossed or stitched in insole, right? So it does land really high for me at an 8.7. It is a cop because I can wear them with my pants, like I said, with these thin panels on the side. So it will definitely be by occasion. On the other side, when it comes to the white pair or the woman's pair, which again, I could care less about because these are fire. My rating for these are definitely going to be a 9.3. A 9.3, that is super up there, right? And I knew that from the moment I saw these leak, right? Because I was like, dude, those are insane. I didn't even care if they were women, men's, like none of that info came out with the leak. But I've been hyped about these since I saw the first picture, and now seeing them in hand, seeing the contrasting details, seeing the love that they put into the materials, and the extra accessories, I think is super dope. And again, out of all the AMAs, this is the first one with this colorway, so I need it, and it is going to be up there. It is going to be a 9 point, what did I say? 9.3? 9.3, that's what I said. I needed to remind myself real fast. So it's definitely one of the highest rated sneakers I have on the channel. So definitely let me know what you think about Vital's rating. But real fast, don't forget about Mr. IH Productions behind the camera. We need a quick rating from you, my friend. All right, what do you think about the black AMA 5s, the men's pair?
Gotta give it a 6. Solid 6.
A 6, that's pretty low. I rated it high, 8.7. Why a 6?
I think they could have added more of a reddish color, purplish color.
Okay. So yeah, like I talked about, right? It's a very clean sneaker. It's actually all essentially white and yellow, aged yellow, right? They only added that, so you wish they added more color.
Yeah.
Totally get it. Totally get it, because when you even look at it from there, it doesn't look like too much more outside of black, right? What about the white pair?
Well, I gotta give it 8.3.
Okay, so you agree with me that it's better than this one. And is it fair to say because the colors pop more?
Of course.
Yeah. Okay, so we agree there. Awesome. Thank you for that. All right, guys. So whether you agree with Mr. IH Productions on his rating or mine, we hope that we hear yours. Which pair are you going with and what numbers are you giving them? All right, guys. That being said, we appreciate you for joining us as always, and we'll catch you in the next video.